Hello, Eurovision friends. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, Eurovision Histories. It has come true. Erika Vikman is coming um, to Basel for Eurovision, obviously. She just won the Finnish national final UMK with a huge point total in the televote, and Finland, Suomi, is Finlanding hard again. This year, they have chosen the entry with the German title, so I guess you are very interested in knowing how the nerdy German guy feels about this song. So let's get right to it. I will try to predict how Finland will do in Eurovision later on in the video. We'll also look at your votes from the community tab of my channel. If you want to participate in those, you got to subscribe. But first of all, I'm going to give you my true, honest, personal opinion of this song, looking at different elements of the song, giving points from 1 to 5. And I always start with the lyrics, which in this case have some German words in them. I'm not quite sure why. By the way, the title of the song is pronounced Ich komme. That's how you pronounce it. Even in the backing track, it's not pronounced well, but I don't think that's the point of the song, pronouncing words well. Anyway, I'm in a bit of a pickle with these lyrics because I got to talk about a topic that usually I don't really talk about. I'm just gonna say it. This song is about. And then she actually sings that she wants. So, you know, these lyrics are incredibly direct, incredibly on the nose. I asked some Finnish friends whether there is some innuendo in them, something that would make me like them a bit more, but they told me that it's very direct and very on the nose, so I gotta believe them. I like the German words, obviously. This might be the only German coming out of Eurovision this year, but the directness, and it's a bit crass and tacky as well. So in the end, I gave 2 out of 5 points for the lyrics. Now for the voice, at the beginning, she had a bit of problem finding the right key, I guess. And there were a few moments where it was a teeny tiny bit off and a little bit shaky, but overall it was a good vocal performance, especially with everything that she is doing to that microphone stand and other things as well. So good vocal performance overall. It's not a very unique voice. So we might have some more unique voices in Eurovision this year, which I have to think about giving points to the voice. So in the end, I decided to give 3.5 out of 5 points for the voice. If she improves the beginning a bit more and there's less shakiness, this might increase to 4. Now for the performance, I talk about the main artist, and in this case, we only have Erika on that stage. Let's say she's not shy in performing this song, and she really does give it her all. She's on the floor, she's strutting. I like the part where she's walking towards the camera. I really think that adds a bit of a dynamic to the song that it doesn't have otherwise. I mean, not the song, the performance. It reminds me a bit of Lena Philipsson. The older people might remember who that is from 2004, I do believe. Like the things that she does to that microphone stand. Again, I think it's a bit direct, it's a bit on the nose. It's not something that we haven't seen before, that's not the problem, but the whole outfit and everything else feels a bit tacky as well, but I'm already talking about the staging. For the performance, I'm giving 4 out of 5 points because I feel like she does put a lot of effort in this performance and she does believe in her song, and that's a good way to, you know, convince your audience as well to like this song. For the staging, I like, obviously, the finale on the microphone stand that she used at the beginning of the performance, and then later on she's on a huge version of that microphone stand. That is what it is. I like the strutting, as I said, but I'm a little bit underwhelmed. I thought that there might be some backing dancers as well, adding a bit more. I mean, I like the concept of putting the focus on her and her ability to sell the song. But I have to say, in the middle, I thought, well, I expected more to happen. Maybe I'm, you know, thinking of Kyrie and Baby Lasagna and stuff like that, and expected more stuff to happen on that stage, simply. It's mostly her strutting around, doing stuff and then being on that huge microphone in the end. I do feel, as I said, that also the staging is a little bit tacky, and I'm not a huge fan of that. And because I expected a bit more, I gave 3 out of 5 points for the staging. Now, the song I actually quite like. I actually love it. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure for me. This was my number 3 when I listened to the songs for the first time of the Finnish national final, but I added it to my playlist, and every time it comes on, I kind of have a smile on my face listening to it. I think the chorus singing Ich komme over and over again is amazing. And I love the call and response between the choir and her vocals as well. Love the synth parts, and the song just has so many different parts to it that it never gets boring. It keeps you engaged, and I love that. It is incredibly catchy as well. And what I love the most is how the intensity increases throughout the song, kind of, but then in the last 30 seconds, you really have this big tempo change. It becomes faster and faster. And I'm not going to say it reaches this climax, but I love that. And it's a great ending for Eurovision as well, because it will stay in people's heads. It, invigorates everyone listening to it. And I think that's a great sign for a song. Also, I've listened to it for 20 or 30 times now, and I haven't grown tired of it, which is also a good sign. And I also like that it sounds a bit like an anime title track, like Dragon Ball Z. I was kind of reminded of that. So the tempo change is kind of the best thing about the song. And so I gave 4.5 points to the song. Maybe surprising to some people, because this is usually not my genre, but I do like this one. The song counts 3 times, the staging counts twice, and that gives us an overall rating of 3.5 points for the Finnish entry by Erika Vikman. Now, before I tell you my prediction for how Finland will do at Eurovision, whether they will be able to qualify, etc., do subscribe to this channel. Only a third of you watching this video are, and more videos like this one talking about the entries of Eurovision 2025 will be coming, obviously. I didn't intend that pun to happen, but it did. And also predictions, news videos, lyric interpretations, and a lot more. So do subscribe. Now, for the prediction, I always look at which semifinal the country is in. Finland is in semifinal number 2, which on paper is the weaker of the 2 semifinals based on historical qualification records. Finland has Denmark in the semifinal, but I think a lot of countries and people will love the song. It's in the second half. This seems like a good end to the second semifinal, maybe a closing song, because it ends on such a high note. So maybe it will be closing the semifinal, which will be a plus to stay in people's minds. Finland also is on an incredible trajectory for qualifications in a row, a 60% qualification rate in the last 10 years. So everything really points to this qualifying. It's also a televote only semifinal. There you can see, I think Finland will qualify to the final. No question about it. And then in the final, you can already see it in the televote. I think this will do well for its crassness and tackiness a bit, but also because the song is such a catchy tune, stays in your head, ends on a high note. She can sell the song as well. So I'm expecting a 3rd to 10th place in the televote. I don't see this as a televote winner at the moment, the way it is staged at the moment. If they add a few more elements to it, I could see it, but not the way it was performed at the national final. The juries are a bit questioned. They voted for Kerrie, for example, and for Baby Lasagna in quite high numbers. And I do think that this is a song in the way it's produced, and also the songwriting in it is quite good. The composition, I mean, not so much the lyrics, as I've said, that I think it might convince some juries, but maybe the performance might turn some juries off. Another pun, sorry. And so in the end, I thought 10th to 15th, it might do better if the staging is a bit less tacky, maybe. And so I have an overall prediction of a lower top 10 result for Finland. At the moment, I think it could increase. Also, if more songs get revealed and we don't really get that winner vibe, which I haven't felt yet this season at all, actually, I think that might increase Finland's chances a bit as well. And by the way, I forgot to mention that when I thought about its chances, I also thought of Ollie Alexander last year, which didn't quite work out. It was a bit more crass than this performance, actually. But yeah, let's have a look at your votes and comments from the community tab of my channel. You love this song. 58% gave it 5 stars. I gotta say, though, to be fair to the other songs, that I have lots of Finnish subscribers, but still 58% is incredible. 19% gave it 4 stars, 16% 3 stars, and only 8% gave it 1 or 2 stars. That is a pretty good starting point for Finland at Eurovision 2025, I would say. Now let's look at some of your comments. Alexis says, everything about this performance is pure gold. Erika is a lioness on stage. That's a good way to put it. A mega star, not sure about that yet. Ready to conquer Europe and the Eurovision stage. I'm so happy. I'm always happy when a song makes someone else happy. Then Leon says German language is back, at least 2 words. There's also wunderbar in the background, by the way. Finally, Erika is going to Eurovision. She will rock the stage for sure. And then Frajola says, in the beginning of the song, I wasn't sure, but it just gets better as it goes. With an appropriately mind-blowing climax at the end, Erika ate and left no drops, 12 points. And then we have Bunny Mother. It's not a bad song, and I'm sure it's going to do well, but I wish Eurovision was the family show it used to be. It's so disappointing. I can see that point, but we've also had Paul Oscar in the 90s, and this isn't really a new development, and we have seen stuff like that before, so. But I do understand what you mean. And then Brisa Gella says, I love this song. I've had it on repeat, and I find the music energetic and uplifting. Agreed. Erika needs to work on her vocals, though, and the climax could have been staged better. I do agree with that. Thank you for watching this video. Do let me know in the comments whether you love this song more than I do or you don't like it. Also, let me know whether you have a different prediction for Finland's chances at Eurovision 2025. Do subscribe, and then I'll see you for my next video. See you then, and bye-bye.